Hey everyone, so for this module, I'm going to talk about the differences between the journals or the articles and the books. So I will also talk about how our learnings for this module of reading and writing research was having a lot to do with citations and how we cite our sources and how we quote our quotes. So how we cite our quotes basically. So to begin, in the textbook, something that stood out to me the most was this. So, reading a journal article, in most journals, each article begins with an abstract or a summary of the article. Read it first. It should tell you the purpose of the research, the methods used, and the major findings. So I decided to read this right now because usually when I would have to read a book, I never focused on what the book said in the beginning. I was just always like excited to go to the actual like novel basically. And I never paid attention to what it said before that. Like it would say a bunch of words and I would be like, "Oh, okay, cool. Next page," right? So, the same thing goes with the articles kind of. I never really paid attention to that. I would read like a little bit of it, but never like in depth go and finish the whole thing and then go on to the article. It would mainly be like the title, and then I would go straight, like, I would read kind of about the sentence and then go straight to the actual article. But then after reading this textbook page and kind of like knowing what that means, I just came up with a lot of things in my head. I was like, oh, I remember the time I did this. I remember the time I read that. But I never read this and I never read that. So it kind of just brought a lot of memories to me. We also learned about the citations. So in high school, my teachers would usually allow me to use I forgot what it's called. I think it's an easy bib, I think, or cite bib. It's basically a citation maker, so it makes the citations for you instead of you trying to do it yourself. And since my teachers allowed me to use it, I would be like, okay, let me just go type in the title, the author, and stuff like that. And then that's kind of how I did it. But after actually completing this like textbook reading and then also doing our research activity of citations, I learned a lot because before I didn't really pay attention to it, like I said, and then the citations I would copy and paste it, so I never really did it on my own. And I had a lot of fun with it, honestly, because I learned how to actually properly cite the stuff and then sorry, and then go back onto like the article itself and look for like the more in-depth information of each author, know how much authors there is. If there is like more than 3 authors, state ETAL point. So it's kind of, or like dot, sorry. So it's kind of like it kind of states like that there's more than one author, basically, when more than 2 authors. And then I learned that I can also like put in the city, put in basically the publisher, put in everything. So it was very good to learn about that. And I think this really helps me for my future essays, my future courses. It's going to help me really learn how to cite it. So I think that's my real world connection, kind of, because it's going to help me a lot figure out how to cite my own sources on my own without copy and paste.